Okay, Avery, I have a question for you, and I want an honest answer.
Oh, okay. I'm a little nervous. What is it?
What is the biggest risk you have ever taken?
Wow, that is a big question to start with. The biggest risk. I need to think about that.
It makes you think, right? And I bet everyone listening has an answer in their head right now. We have all faced a scary decision at some point in our lives, a moment where you have two paths, and one is safe, and the other one is, well, a risk.
Exactly. And you always wonder, should I take more risks? Am I playing it too safe?
Mm hmm. Well, here's why I ask. One of us here took a risk that completely changed their life, in a good way, and the other one of us avoided a big risk and later really regretted it.
Right. So today on Language Flow, we're going to talk all about risks. We'll talk about fear, about confidence, and about those small moments and big decisions that can change your future.
And as you listen, we want you to think about your own life. What is the biggest risk you have ever taken? Let's get into it.
Okay, Melody, I think it's only fair that you go first. You ask the question. Tell me about the big risk that changed your life.
Okay, fair enough. For me, the biggest risk was moving to a new country all by myself.
Wow. Okay, that's a big one. Where did you move?
I moved to Spain. I had a job offer, but it wasn't a great job. It was just okay. I didn't know anyone there. I didn't speak Spanish very well at the time. All my friends and family told me I was crazy. They said, why leave a good, safe life here for something so uncertain?
I can understand that. It sounds very scary. So you were leaving your comfort zone.
Exactly, my comfort zone. You know, that place where everything feels easy and familiar. I was terrified. The first few months were so hard. I was lonely. I made so many mistakes with the language. I once asked a man in a shop for soap, but I used the wrong word and accidentally asked for soup. He was very confused.
Oh no, I can imagine. So what happened? Did you want to come home?
Every day. But I promised myself I would stay for 1 year. And slowly, things changed. I started to make friends, my Spanish got better, I found a new job that I loved. I discovered so much about myself. I learned that I was stronger and more brave than I thought.
That's amazing. So the risk was worth it.
It was the best decision I ever made. It gave me so much confidence. You know, confidence is that feeling that you can do something well. Before that, I was always afraid to try new things. But after moving to Spain, I felt like I could do anything.
I love that. It's like facing a big challenge, a difficult new thing, and realizing you are strong enough to do it. To any of our listeners, have you ever experienced that? Moved to a new city or country and felt that fear and then that excitement?
Right, so that was my story. Now it's your turn, Avery. What about the risk you didn't take?
Okay, my story is a little different. A few years after college, my best friend had this brilliant idea to start a small business, a little coffee shop.
Oh, I love coffee shops. That sounds like a great idea.
It was. He was so passionate and had a great business plan. He asked me to be his partner. He said, Avery, we can do this together. It's a risk, but it's a huge opportunity. An opportunity is a chance to do something great.
So what did you do?
Well, I had a safe job at a big company. It was boring, but the money was good. It was stable. I thought about the risk. What if the coffee shop fails? What if we lose all our money? What if we stop being friends because of business stress? I had so many what ifs.
That's understandable. Those are all real worries.
They were, and in the end, fear won. I said no. I told him it was too risky for me. I chose the safe path.
And what happened with your friend and his coffee shop?
He found another partner, and it was really, really hard for the first 2 years, but they worked like crazy. And today, it's one of the most popular coffee shops in the city. He is so happy. He loves his work.
Oh, wow. So you feel regret?
Yes, regret is a big one. It's that sad feeling you get when you wish you had done something different. I am happy for my friend, of course, but I always think, What if I had been brave enough? What if I had said yes? My life could be very different now. I chose safety over passion, and I'm not sure it was the right choice.
That's a really powerful story. Thank you for sharing it. It really shows the two sides of risk, doesn't it? Taking a risk can lead to something amazing, like my story, but not taking a risk can lead to regret, like yours. That's a heavy feeling to carry. Can I ask, how did it affect your friendship? Are you still close?
It does. Listeners, what would you do in that situation? Would you quit your safe job to open a coffee shop with your friend? It's a tough call. We are. It was a little strange for a while. I think a part of me was jealous, and I had to work through that. He was so busy, and our lives went in different directions, but we made an effort to stay friends, and I'm so glad we did. He never once said, "I told you so." He's a good friend.
So this brings up a good point. There are so many kinds of risks. We've talked about moving and starting a business. What about smaller, everyday risks, like asking someone on a date?
Oh, that is a huge risk for many people, the fear of hearing the word no.
It is. But what's the worst that can happen? They say no. It feels bad for a little while, but you move on. And what's the best that can happen? You could meet the love of your life. The possible reward is so much bigger than the risk.
Okay, I see your point. What about learning a new language? For our listeners, learning English is a risk. You have to speak and maybe make mistakes. It takes a lot of courage.
That's a great example. It takes courage or bravery to speak when you're not perfect. You risk feeling embarrassed, but the reward is communicating with people all over the world.
Yeah, or traveling alone. So many people are afraid to do it, but the ones who do always say it was an incredible experience.
I agree. Okay, let's play a little game, a hypothetical section. I'll ask you a question, and you give me a quick, honest answer.
Ah, I like this. Let's do it.
Okay, question 1. If you were offered your dream job, but it was in a country you've never visited, and you had to move there tomorrow, would you do it?
Before my coffee shop story, I would have said no. Too fast, too little planning. But now, after feeling that regret, too short pause, yes, I think I would. I would take the risk.
Interesting. Okay, my turn to ask. For me, that's an easy yes. I've already done it once.
All right, my turn to ask. Would you quit your job right now to follow a dream, like becoming an artist or a musician, even if you knew you might not make much money for a long time?
Ooh, that's harder. It's not just about me, it's about financial security. Pause. I think I would, but I would need a small plan. Maybe save money for 6 months first. I'm a risk taker, but maybe a planned risk taker. What about you?
No, absolutely not. That is too much uncertainty for me. I need to know I can pay my rent.
This shows our different personalities. Okay, last question. And this is for everyone listening too. What would you do if you knew you could not fail?
If I couldn't fail, I would write a book, a novel. I've always wanted to, but I'm afraid no one would read it. But if I knew it would be a success, I would start writing today.
See? Fear is the only thing stopping you. For me, if I knew I couldn't fail, I would start a global charity to help educate children in poor countries. The scale of it scares me, but without failure, it would be the most amazing thing to do.
You know, this brings us to a little debate. I think you believe people should take more risks. You're on team risk.
I am. I believe that growth only happens when you step outside your comfort zone. If you always do what is safe, your world stays very small. Risks are opportunities for adventure and learning.
Okay, but I'm on team careful. I believe people should think before they act. A risk can be exciting, but it can also lead to big problems. You need a plan. You need to look at the good and the bad possibilities. It's not about being afraid, it's about being smart.
But if you spend too much time thinking and planning, the opportunity can disappear, like your coffee shop. Sometimes you just have to close your eyes and jump.
And sometimes if you jump without looking, you find out there is no water in the swimming pool. I think there needs to be a balance. A smart risk is the best kind.
Okay, I can agree with that. A smart risk. You do your research, but you don't let the fear of what if stop you completely. What do our listeners think? Are you on team risk with me or team careful with Avery?
So this brings us to the big final question, Melody. It's something I think about a lot, especially after my coffee shop experience.
What's that?
In a serious tone, what do we regret more at the end of our lives? The risks we take or the risks we never take?
That's a deep question. If you take a risk and fail, it hurts. You might lose money or feel embarrassed. But you also learn something. You get stronger. My move to Spain could have been a disaster, but even if it was, I think I would be proud that I tried.
Right, you have a story to tell. But when you don't take the risk, you have nothing. Just that empty feeling of what if. You don't have a story of failure, but you also don't have a story of adventure. You just have the safe, boring story.
I read a study once about the biggest regrets of elderly people, and almost all of them said they regretted the things they didn't do, not the things they did. They didn't regret asking someone on a date and getting a no. They regretted never asking at all.
That makes so much sense to me now. I don't think about my boring, safe job from back then. I think about the exciting coffee shop that I'm not a part of.
So our message today isn't that you should go and do something crazy and dangerous.
Right. Please don't quit your job tomorrow without a plan just because of our podcast.
No, the idea is to not let fear control your life. Maybe you can start with a small risk, a tiny step. If you want to learn English, the risk is speaking to someone. So maybe just start by asking a shopkeeper for directions.
That's a great idea. Or if you want to be a writer, don't quit your job. Just write for 15 minutes every day. The risk is just starting.
Exactly. Take a small step towards your goals. Every big journey starts with one small, brave step. Don't live a life of what ifs.
Build your courage slowly. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Well, this has been a really interesting conversation, Melody.
It has. And for everyone listening to Language Flow, thank you for joining us. We hope this has inspired you to take a small, smart risk in your own life this week.
Let us know what you think. Until next time, be brave and keep learning.